Good morning. Lately, I've been thinking about forgiveness. And what started this is that I heard a sermon at my church about forgiveness. Aaron Barnett preached a sermon, and it was very, very helpful. It made me realize that actually I have been bitter about a lot of things that I did not realize I was bitter about. I was just living my life being bitter. And the more I've thought about it, the more I've realized how much of my life is affected by this bitterness and how many more areas I've been bitter in. So really what's been happening is that little things that happen every day don't make me angry. But when something happens over a long period of time, I tend to keep it, remember it. And in my mind, that's always been like boundaries. I need boundaries for this. I need to set boundaries so that this hurt doesn't happen again. And I'm still working through where the boundaries, how the boundaries fit in, because the boundaries are still important. I know that. Boundaries are very important. But when you've been hurt in a certain way and you won't forgive the person, that's really just hurting yourself. You can still have boundaries because you realize this person is not safe to be around, or this person is not safe to talk about this topic with, or something like that. But at the same time, we're not secular. We're Christians, and what the Bible says is true. And God has forgiven us so much, even when we are not asking for it. Like sometimes we are not asking for it. God has forgiven us. We don't want to be that ungrateful servant. And, we need to forgive people even when they're not asking for it. And so that's something that I'm working through right now. Realizing that, oh, hey, I've actually been pretty bitter about a lot of things. Realizing that, oh, my attitude towards this workplace, for example, my attitude towards this previous workplace is, oh, they never take care of their people, and they never do this and they never do this. When here I am completely taking them as a whole and saying they never do these good things. And I don't know that. I just know how I experienced it and how some people I know experienced it. And even when I experienced it, was it they never did this good thing for me? They never took care of me in this way? No. So I'm really just holding a lot of bitterness, and it's really seeped into my life without even me knowing it. So how does that apply to, the holiness movement? For example, that's been one of the places where, I found I have a bitterness towards the movement as a whole. For me, it's not as much towards a particular person. It's been towards anyone in this movement equals this. Anyone who identifies as holiness, anyone who wears skirts, honestly, usually, and so really I'm putting people in boxes, and that's not healthy. That's not a good thing, to do. And I'm saying all these people, are this way. And that's not true. And that's actually limiting me from being able to openly communicate with those people, which is something I want to do. I want to love on those people because I've been there. I've been that person. So why am I over here being unforgiving, towards people who have never done anything? Even if they had done anything, I should forgive them. So I'm really working on my attitude, or God's working on my attitude. But yeah, so that's something I've been thinking about lately, really realizing that I've been the unforgiving servant. God has forgiven me so much. He's shown me so much freedom, and I'm over here judging people who are where I was. And that's not right. And so, um, so yeah, that's something that's been really on my mind lately, and I don't want to be in a place where I'm saying I'm better than these people, which is not true because God saved me. I should have gone to hell. Um, chief of sinners, like what am I saying? Like pride is so subtle, and I didn't realize the amount of sin that was coming from me being bitter, and the amount of bitterness I've had. And the holiness movement is like just one area, but there are a lot of different areas where I kind of categorize people as being a certain way. And regardless of how much truth is in it, I think it's really important to realize that you can't do that because, for one thing, for me, it's coming from a heart of hurt and bitterness, hurt turning into bitterness. I'm allowing it to turn into bitterness. And then just judging people. And that's something that I've always struggled with, is judging people. I haven't always been aware that I've done it. And I need to work on that. But anyway, yeah, just some thoughts for a Thursday lunch break. But yeah, I plan to continue posting my thoughts. I've been realizing lately, about legacy. Like, I've had some health issues lately, and they're likely very minor, but there was a little bit of a scare at one point, and I tend to be the more sickly, one of my family. Even though I like to get out and do a lot of things, I tend to be a little more sickly, and I just feel like I probably just have a lot of comorbidities. So I feel like I'm probably gonna die sooner than some of my siblings, just because there's just so many of them. And I've been thinking about like leaving a legacy. If I were my siblings, I would want like video or something of me, of like sharing my thoughts, and I would want my thoughts to be out there because I think about a lot of things, and I would really appreciate it if a sibling had left thoughts, And I'm not over here saying I'm gonna die at a very young age. I'm just realizing that life is short, and I'm gonna enjoy it, but I want I want this God to be upheld, and I really feel that somehow my perspective can help some people. And I really want to help in the holiness movement. So maybe this helps. Have a great day.